So as we go through this, I'll just take you briefly through the three basic, what is it? I don't know, what do you people call it? The interfaces that students, teachers, and the patrons normally have access to. This replace the manual, those of us who were here, in those olden times. Previous selection, the manual SLF. Manual SLF is such a very tedious job. And I know many of us, we've had that opportunity of, guiding our students, reading those manual SLF, and then when it goes to selection, those of you who may have accompanied Mr. Joe, I'm not sure if anyone in this room, at the selection, it's just chaotic, to be honest. So you've got all the selectors from HEI, so higher education institutions, and then you have all the principals from all over the country, guidance officers, NOAS officers, all in the same room. And they are all throwing around manual SLF, and trying to sell the students to the HEIs based on the choices. And it's a very difficult to deal with a lot of papers. So NOAS replaced that in 2017. By 2018, all schools in the country migrated to using the system. So this is a very good system in my view. However, we must know how to understand it because it will also help us to guide our students. All right, so this is when NOAS was opened, each school was given the credentials, that's their password. The password is sent to the principal. Okay, and so the principal in most schools pass it to the DP academic, but principals also have access to this. So this is what, when the principal enters his password, this is what is shown on the principal's the first page. So you can see it has the manual. This is the manual that I downloaded, and it's before you. There's also, this is the school manual, sorry. And there's also the, sorry. Yeah. Let me go back. Yeah. So the school manual is this one. So we've got the student manual, the student guide as well. So the students, when they open their, this is what each student is, so what happens is after, when it opens up, he has sent the principals the invitation letters for every student in the school. And over the years, it continues to change. So, like for example, last year they sent the basic password that they gave, the credentials to each individual student. But in order to activate their account, students will have to use their own emails. And so we then send a message to their emails, and then the students accessing the link in the email then activated their account. So there's a lot of security issues, and that's why he has moved to using it. But we experience a lot of problems in trying to access it or activating the students' account. So this is the students' guide. As students, they have their guide. So we will just concentrate on the school manual. Okay, so this is the school manual. It gives us, so what I will take you through, we'll just go to page 9, and let's just look at some of the benefits of NOAS. Oh, sorry. This is page 9. Oh, sorry, here. This is the one. So just the introduction. This is not page 9.
That's page 5.
Page 5. Okay, so before we go to page 9, before we look at the benefits, just the basic, the introduction. The principals are required to do seven activities. Okay, when the principal gets into the school interface, these are the activities that the principal will be required to do. One, they will have to activate the school account. Number two, they assign the roles to patrons. Okay, patrons are those people, and some of you, I've given you that experience. Patrons doesn't necessarily have to be grade 12 class patrons, but what the DP academic or the principal feel, those people who will assist us in populating the section where it says the confidential evaluation of the student. That's where you comment on the different aspects of the students. And for patrons, I normally give out the CES for you to just tick. Okay, so those who are nominated as patrons will now have to populate their data on the NOAS. Okay, they will also enter the DAT. Okay, so the DAT results will also be entered by respective patrons. So I'd like to engage different people every year. Okay, so last year I engaged, I think there were about 5 of them last year, and this year I'd like new people to come on board and experience what it's like. But we need to work within the time frame or the schedule. Okay, so patrons, so principal or DP academic who has access to this will also assign students to the patrons. So once we assign patrons, then we also assign the students. So when the patrons get into their open up using their credentials, they will only see the students that they've been assigned to. And those are the students that they will populate information on. Okay, so principals will also print and distribute invitation letters to all the students. Monitor and guide students' applications and populate data fields. That's CES, DAT, grade 11 and 12 marks. We also do that, and other roles. Okay, so that's basically what the principle of what I have been doing over the years. So let's go to page 9. Some of the benefits. Okay, oh, not page 9, sorry. Benefits, sorry, it's supposed to be 12. Page 8, mine says 12, so that's why I'm not giving you. Okay, page 8. Okay, just for our information, some of the benefits for students and for schools, you can see there in your handout. So for students, they have more choices. They have 5 choices, and they also have the backup choices. Number 2, there is more information, and I would say not only more information, but up-to-date information about tertiary institutions regarding data, quota, GPA, and subjects, programs, and match. So the subject combinations are matched to the programs that are offered by the HEI, so Higher Education Institutes. Okay, they have backup choices, admission pool. Okay, where the applicants' 5 main choices and backup choices were unsuccessful. The applicant can also be invited for further studies in another program if she or he meets the other program's requirements. So that's to the student. For schools, easy monitoring of application process. I will also show you how we monitor the students. But so that's why last year I kept on telling the student, you have not accessed your account. What is your problem? Because I can be able to see what they are doing, what activities they are doing. Some of them, they only populated their information, personal information, but they have not selected their made choices. So I was able to see that. So I'll just show you. So it's very convenient for us to follow. Securely view confidential student data. There's less paperwork. That's the very important point here. Less paperwork, accessibility and availability of student information for better advice, and we are able to contact the students. And I think another thing for us now, we are also able to see where the students have been selected to after the selection. So I will show you on this where some of our students have been selected. So it shows, it's very easy for us to really see where our students have gone to after the selection. Okay, so that's on that. So my aim for today is for us to see the different subject combinations we have now, one, and see which institutions, and we will only look at maybe the major tertiary institutions, the universities. Okay, so we will focus on what we have now, and then we will also try to see the others that you may suggest. Let's just put that on and see whether we can offer that next year. Okay, so in that case, we all know where our students will go if we are to offer those subjects, subject combination, and it helps us to guide them. Okay, so it's not only me, but all of us will help out. Okay, I'll stop. Any questions so far before I'll just go back to all right, so this is what from the first interface, the first thing that we would do is, this is the information. So that's where I enter the school's credentials. Okay, so this one was sent from the first time that NOAS was activated and given to the school. So we are still using the same password and the username. Okay, so you can see there's a school data there. If there is a change in principal, like last year, I need to enter Mr. Ferrier's information. All right, so this is what I have. So you can see there are 4 tabs. So the school data, confirmation, patrons' names and accounts, student data, and higher education programs. So this is where we're going to go. So from last year, these were all the patrons that I nominated. So this year I'd like new people to come on board and assist. And if there's only ladies, so maybe this year I'd like this gentleman come on board and have the experience in this. So I'm encouraging all the gentlemen this year. Okay? And this is the student data. So whatever they're doing, I'm able to see the progress of the activities here. Okay, so like I said, last year I was going around telling them, asking them, some of them have issues with logging on. Now one of the important things I noticed last year is they have to have an Android phone, a good one, that's compatible with the application. So if they don't have a good Android phone, they cannot be able to save their data. They can enter their data, but it cannot be saved. So that's one of the things I noticed last year. That's Gr12 patrons and matrons, just advise your students. It's not for them to go and force their parents to buy them expensive phones now, but they can access this anywhere using any devices, even the computers here. Okay. I also found that it's better for them to use the laptops and the computer than the phones. Because it makes it easier and the screen is larger as well. Okay, so you can see, so from the first page, you can see all these children here. So if they have not entered their data, I would see here. There'll be X here. So that's how I went and told them, you haven't entered your personal information. Okay, now these are the subject combinations. And as we go further here, you can see when they entered those information, especially the personal information. So if they have not, then I go personally to those students and advise them. Some of them, I brought them into my office. I used my phone to help them. Some of you helped assisted your students, like I remember Mrs. Puri did. So you can see here clearly, all their choices are up here. So I'm able to see which one is their first choice, second choice, etc. to the fifth choice. Okay? And if they're going to put one of the three institutions as their choices, that's UOT, UOG, or division, they're required to see the step B. So under step B, it will say, it will automatically, from their choices, this one will be automatically filled in by default. So if they fill one of those information, then step B is required. So that's when I tell them to quickly register on step B. And so on. Okay, so this one was not filled in. Before the selection, it was on. Sorry.